Tell me about that run. How was gonna my level for you?
It was me against the world.
Fighting you is probably one of my least favorite things.
I hate fighting you guys, but I also like it because it pushes me to become a better player.
Tell me a little bit about you. What's your story?
I was always like that kid in the friend group that was like the best of the game. So I went to my first match tournament. I played Cloud. I'm a little ashamed. And then quarantine happened, and I'm sure you guys all know the rest. You know the vibes.
I remember playing you so much, and you're the online god. Champion of one super major, yet in my level, and second place of Smash Factor 10. Let's welcome Sonix.
Hello, everybody. How's it going?
When I was watching you again at my level, I'm gonna be real. I always had faith in you, and I was even telling the Mexican friends that you could even win the tournament after you beat me the way you were playing. So tell me about that run. How was gonna my level for you?
It was honestly a very game changing experience for me because I just felt like I was free mentally. I didn't feel like I was being held back by any emotional issues in terms of like nerves or maybe self doubt. Nothing like that. I just felt confident the whole time, and that's I think that was the main difference in terms of uh, performance compared to other tournaments because during other tournaments I tend to get a little nervous. Like I'll see, oh my god, I'm looking at my bracket. I'm like, damn, I gotta play Leo, I gotta play Spargo, and while I know that I can win, it's always like they can also win. So it's like, but what if my game plan doesn't work out? What if I just flub? What if I get misinputs? It's just a bunch of what ifs. And for the first time ever during Gamo, I did not think like that.
Nice. So before we get into the Spargo Sonics matchups and like the thing you said on Twitter that you guys are gonna clash a lot, I wanna ask how's that mental work? Like what was the thing you did to come to get to my level like that?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I was feeling very, very down for getting my level. Like it got to a point where I was debating not going. I was on the fence of not going. I even told my girlfriend. I told my friend, my close friends, and everything. Like I was telling people, I was like, dude, I'm not gonna buy the flight. I'm not gonna going. I'm not gonna play. I've been playing really bad because I was going back and forth in Vegas with Capitancito, and I was like, I don't feel like I should be going back and forth. But it's also me, Gunner. So I was like, ugh. But either way, that kind of took a shot on my mental because I was like, I've been playing so bad. I've been missing so many edge guards, so many combos. I've been missing so many things that I normally don't miss. And so I was feeling a little iffy about Gamo. But I think it was like 4 days before I left for the tournament, I flipped the switch. And instead of being sad, like, oh my God, I'm playing so bad, I'm missing so many things, I decided to just practice and improve the things that I've been failing on. So, for example, if I was dropping, let's say, uh, grabbing ledge roll, for instance, I was like, I would hop in training mode and I would grab ledge roll for 10 times in a row on each side and things like that. And eventually I started noticing changes in my play and I started my play getting to where it usually is again and even a little better. And that's when I was like, you know what? I also saw my bracket for get on my level. And that's when I was like, you know what? I have a good bracket. I feel good about this. I want to go. I have so many rematches, so many people that I want to play. So, you know what? Let's do it.
As a competitor that's been at the top for many years, I can say that being confident is probably 40%, 30% of what you do on stage. So I'm very glad a player like you that has so much potential is finally able to do it because you always been very, very good. Your Sparkle match, I get on my level. You weren't dropping anything, so you kind of farm, bro. So what you got to say about it?
Honestly, it's just confidence again. Spargo and I play a lot. Like we're basically training partners on Wi-Fi. We will play all the time. Like he'll hit me up, I'll hit him up. Like, hey, let's play. So we'll play a lot. We know each other. We know how we play. We know how we adapt. So at Gamo, it was mostly a matter of me just saying, okay, I know exactly what he's gonna do. I'm just gonna commit to actually playing this game plan, and until this game plan stops working, I'm not gonna switch because I think that when I play him on Wi-Fi, for example, and in Coinbox and in grind sessions, in Coinbox, it's best of five, right? And but usually I'll play him twice because I'll play him in winners finals and then in grands again. And the first time, like I'll win or he'll win, and then the second time, vice versa. But then the third time, I'll be like, okay, so now that we're both even, it's reset. Surely he will adapt. Surely this will stop working. So I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna see what he's doing and do something different. But he doesn't adapt sometimes, or rather, it's very micro, like very small adaptations he does to the point where it's not as significant, and I can just keep playing the same game plan. But in my mind, I'm like, no, that's too good to be true. So I kind of
Mm.
refrain from sticking to the game plan, and it hurts me a little bit because I end up losing because I'll be like, man, I had that, I knew he was gonna do that, but I didn't commit because I was like, what if he switches it up? So for Gamo, I threw all that out the window and I said, you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna keep hitting you with the same thing over and over and over and over again, and until you show me that you adapted, I'm not gonna switch. And so I think that's the thing that helped me the most at Gamo because I kind of I was hitting him with the same thing over and over. Like if you go back and watch the replay, it was the same set play, the same scenarios that came up over and over, and I was punishing him the same way over and over, and I was just beating him like that. So yeah,
Well, that's a very good explanation. But a week after Smash Factor happened, you had a very good run, beating very good people. Once again beating Gluttony. Sad. Well, is Wario, so I understand. Like you gotta do that, bro.
it
So,
is.
uh, then you're matching against Spargo again. So, what do you think changed so much?
For Spargo, I think that he adapted the way I was expecting him to adapt. I talked about it a couple of days ago, and I he started instead of trying to hit my spins directly or trying to hit me like where he thinks I was gonna be in terms of movement, he started just committing to covering center stage and hitting spin dash on center stage. Like he will act like he was gonna approach me and hit me, and then he would just jump like shield, jump back after I released the spin and put out a hitbox. And of course, Pyra Mithra have big swords, so their hitboxes would normally beat my spin dash. For grand finals, I adapted to that because I was like, okay, he's just gonna cover my spin dash. He's just gonna do this, so I'm going to stay grounded and I'm not going to spin. And then he's eventually going to give me some free openings, as he would do, and that's when I would go for the back throws. I also came in a little more. I don't want to say nervous, but I was definitely doubting myself a little bit in winners finals. Not because I was like not confident in my play, but because the crowd was a little too loud. It was kind of hard to focus, and I was like, they're all rooting for Spargo, so it felt like it was me against the world. So I had to really find it in me to just be focused, keep my head in the game, and it was hard, man. It was really hard. But then in grand finals, I managed to like recompose myself, and then I got the 3-0. But then again in the reset, I started overthinking it, and I was like, okay, I gimped him the same way every game, every stock. There is no way this is gonna work again. And so I was like, this it's not gonna work. So for example, Spargo specifically, he was kind of calling out my bluff. Like anytime I would throw him off stage, he assumed that I was always going to wait for an option from him. So he would not press a button because it was like, oh, he's gonna wait for an option, so I'm just not gonna give him an option, and then I'm gonna recover normally. And so that was leaving him vulnerable to just me hitting him, and that's how I got all my stocks. And so for set two, I was like, okay, he's definitely gonna start panicking now, and he didn't. And it threw me off guard because I was like, why are you not panicking? Like, why are you letting me do this? And then I stopped doing it because I just got in my own head like, no, 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 there's no way. This is last stock. This is last game. He's gonna switch. He's gonna switch. And then he never did, and it threw me off guard. I stopped staying grounded like I was doing set one, like, and I started spinning a lot more because I got too comfortable. I was like, okay, maybe he'll start getting antsy. Maybe he'll start going in more. So I started spinning again, and then he just kept doing the same thing, and it stopped working. I was like, oh, okay. And then by the time I like remembered, it was a little too late, and I also flubbed a lot of punishes game four of set two that would have gotten me the game. It would have gotten me a game five. But yeah, I think Spargo did a good job at adapting though from Gommel for sure.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit the bell, subscribe, and like the video in case you don't want to miss any of the best moments of this beautiful show, The Go Talks.